welcome to the Vocal Fries Podcast, the podcast about linguistic discrimination.
I'm Megan Figueroa.
And I'm Carrie Gillen.
Here we are in November.
I know.
Yeah. It's 2025. A real cluster of a year is almost over.
It's been, one of the weirdest years.
Oh, yeah.
That I've been alive for. That is for sure.
Yeah.
And then this week made the weirdness even extra. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's happening in my country. I don't know.
It feels like maybe the AI bubble's about to pop. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. If an extraterrestrial came to this world right now and I had to summarize what's happening, I don't think I could. I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, I would say you could say something about the American empire crumbling.
True. Yeah.
There's a lot going on. That is for sure.
Yep.
But I thought today I saw something on Blue Sky. Actually, let me cite the person who posted this, and I think maybe wrote it. What started me down this bit of a rabbit hole, although I didn't go down as far the rabbit hole as I probably should have, because I don't know. It is a bit rough. Okay, yeah, Sarah Novich, I think.
Oh, yeah, she's a great disability activist.
Okay. She wrote something about Makaton. Have you heard of this?
Makaton. No.
No, me either.
No.
Okay. I was intrigued because this is what she posted. I will not fight with people on threads about Makaton. I will not fight with people on threads about Makaton. I will not. And then posted the article.
So it's enough of a thing that people are trying to fight with her on it on Blue Sky.
It's a huge thing.
Oh.
But we've never heard about it because it's not here in North America yet.
Okay. But she's a deaf activist. So she's probably she's looking everywhere, seeing what's happening. And
yeah.
So in the know. She's in the know.
She's definitely in the know. Okay, so back in 1973, a speech therapist introduced 145 BSL signs, British Sign Language signs, to deaf, intellectually disabled patients and staff so that they could communicate with one another. This woman is called Margaret Walker. And she was also studying language acquisition, trying to prove that intellectually disabled people, could learn these signs. Turns out, of course they could.
Sure, yeah. And so she took a subset of BSL and was like, they're going to learn these. So she's not making up signs. These are part of BSL.
Right.
Okay.
At this point, 145, as far as I know, real BSL signs. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe they were modified. I don't know. But probably not. Probably the first ones weren't. So that's the very, very beginning. Then she's like, okay, maybe we can introduce more. Because 145 is pretty limiting, right? And so she, with two other people, created a slightly larger vocabulary. I think it started off as 350. It's now 450 signs. Most of them BSL, but not all of them. And they trademarked it. So Makaton comes from their names. For Margaret, Ka for Kathy, and Ton for Tony. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The anguish from your voice.
No, I was scared. I was getting scared. I was like, where is this going? Did not predict that. I mean, I was like, what? That sounds like some sort of transformer or some villain or something. But where did that come from? Oh my God. And they trademarked it. Okay.
So they charge people to learn Makaton. Yeah.
So at this point, it sounds like there are additional signs that aren't necessarily BSL signs.
Yeah. So one of the differences is, there are many differences between a full sign language BSL and this, I guess I would call it maybe a pidgin. I don't know what to call it. But anyway, it's not a full language for sure. So there's many differences, but one of them is, some of the signs are different. So for example, water, more, and cat have different signs in BSL and in Makaton.
Okay.
I was surprised at those three. I thought those three would be the same.
I thought that they would be part of the initial vocabulary of the BSL signs because water certainly is like...
Water and more. Maybe cat would come later. Not a hugely important sign necessarily, right?
Right. But I'm also like thinking of this from a perspective of like having studied child language acquisition. Like some of the vocabulary inventories that people use, like it's just like really relevant words that probably come up that children learn earlier because it's just relevant to the environment. And so water would definitely be a very quick word to learn.
And these are not necessarily young children. These might be older children, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
But water, you would think, would be definitely top of the list no matter what. Because humans need water.
Exactly. Oh, that's really weird.
And then, supposedly, the sign for crab in Makaton looks like the sign for undulating vagina in BSL.
What the fuck? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's layered. Oh.
Yes! Layered. That's one way of putting it.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I'm also... Why is crab part of Makaton?
I don't know. I'm guessing like over time they added a bunch of animals. Because you're probably going to talk about animals with children, right? I don't know.
Wait, do we know the image? What's the number?
450.
450. I'm still surprised that crab's in there. But yeah.
Also a food, right? Maybe it's a very common food in the UK.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Huh. I feel like no, but maybe. But basically what they did is they force it into English syntax. So from my understanding of doing some research, and I know I could have done way, way more, like there's just so much, but my understanding is they use it mostly with children who are hearing. And so it's kind of like an add-on to the English.
Oh, so
that's why it's always going to be in SVO order, because that's what English is.
Do you know what BSL is?
It's apparently topic comment.
Okay, so they're hearing, but they're diagnosed with some sort of intellectual disability.
Well, I think some of them are deaf, but because I think probably what happened originally is Margaret Walker saw these children who were both intellectually disabled and deaf. But it seems like almost all the research, at least the research that I could find on Google Scholar, was children who are hearing and so are learning English at the same time.
But like their parents are paying these people.
Well, no, okay, the parents might be paying for some training, but it's more, I believe, used in institutions like schools.
Okay.
That's where most of the training money, as far as I can tell, that the training money is coming from.
So they're basically selling this to schools or to like speech pathologists or like educational psychs. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. There are some kids that only are taught Makaton, though. So I did see one case study of a deaf girl with, they think, an intellectual disability, and the only language that she learned was Makaton, at least, as far as I can tell anyway. And so, so her vocabulary and her ability to communicate would be so limited as a result.
Was this in the like 80s? What are we talking? Do you know?
Let me see. I think I still have it pulled up. Let me see. Yeah. She only used Makaton until the age of 15 when she was finally sent to a school for deaf children.
No, till 15?
Yeah. And sorry, what was your question again?
Is this like in the 80s? Because you said the 70s is when they like trademarked it. Like,
it does not say when this happened.
It's a little strange, but okay.
The article is from 2011 though.
So I'm guessing we'll get to it, but like, is this a thing that's still happening?
100%.
Okay. All right. So
that's the whole thing. That's why she's fighting with people, right? On threads over this, because parents are super invested, right? They think it works for their children. And you know, like the studies that I found, if the children were hearing, it did seem like it was helping them.
Because they were getting English too.
Because they were getting English, right? So this is just like an extra little boost to like help you, I guess, learn concepts. I don't know. Again, I probably could have done a deeper dive into all of the studies, but it looked like of what was available, there was some evidence that worked for those children.
And I'm just thinking, okay, that's the reason why we have this very lucrative baby sign thing going on right now.
Yeah, it's a similar thing, right?
Yeah, but I just don't understand why they had to create their own signs.
Right.
Like, that's super sketchy to me.
And trademark it.
That's what it must have motivated creating their own. Because you can't trademark BSL.
Right.
Yeah. It's sketchy as hell.
Yeah. So if you're going to do that, I think you kind of have to do it from scratch.
Yeah.
There's still problems with it. Still some really, really horrible problems with it. But you're stealing from a language and a community.
Right.
Like commoditizing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, the same thing with baby sign. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize how it's being sold to parents and caregivers of children that are hearing. And like, we still don't talk about what it's like for deaf and hard of hearing children to grow up and learn language or, operate in this world. And yeah, it's interesting that people are able to like want baby sign for their kids, but not like engage with the bigger picture of language and privilege and stuff like that.
It's true. I mean, people are busy.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean, what you should think is, oh, this is actually helping my child. Therefore, it's probably going to be helpful for other children. Let me support it in some way or other.
Right. But we still have oralism.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I find really strange is that Makaton claims to have a proprietary register shift, and I don't even understand what they mean by that. Like, this is a different register of BSL, I guess, and so that's what makes it proprietary. But, like, no.
A different register? No, that's not what register.
Exactly.
That's not what we mean when we say register as linguists.
No, it's not what we mean when we say register. No.
Like,
no.
I mean, yeah, when we're like operating in the world, we have different registers that we use with different people or whatever. And like, it'll be a subset of our language, right? So we might not use certain other words or signs, but that's not what's happening with them.
No.
Like, yeah.
No. Another thing that's different is that BSL has a bunch of grammatical markers. So like nodding your head once at the end of an utterance to say, okay, I'm done, or shaking your head for negation and other things. Makaton either simplifies them or doesn't use them at all, which makes sense to me because they're not thinking about it as a full system, right? It's just like these bits of vocabulary strung together to support the English.
You're 100% right. Like, yeah, that's why like deaf advocates will talk about how those sign language gloves are like, I mean, they're just never going to work because it's a whole body kind of situation. There are other things at play. You can't just use it's not just the hands.
No, it's not. It's like so much is happening on people's faces, like eyebrows raising, and yeah, so much is happening. Yeah, the gloves. It's always the gloves. Every few years, there's new gloves.
Every few years, yeah, because people, I mean, they think that they're doing the right thing, but it's misguided because they don't actually talk to the people that, or yes, interact with the people that it actually impacts, or they want to impact. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also I didn't read it because I'm, annoyed with everything. But there's also an article about an AI that would help translate Makaton into written English. And I was like, why? For what purpose? It's not a full system. Like, what? But again, and the tiers of AI shit that I hate, I'm like, whatever. I don't care at this point.
Yeah.
It's the Gen AI right now that I'm like most angry at. So fine. You go do your thing. Just leave me alone.
No.
Okay. Like, I guess if you were trying to use Makaton like as a real system, it would it would look like the equivalent of caveman speech. I don't know.
because it's like the way we think of caveman. So it's like truncated. It's just like words. It's missing a lot of the grammar.
I mean, I assume so.
Yeah.
Like if you don't really have that much of the grammatical markers, and you're also putting it into this order that doesn't really make, well, I mean, maybe there are sign languages that are SVO. My understanding is there aren't, but probably there are. There's something that does everything. So maybe that part's fine, but it just sounds like, from my understanding, that's, a little bit more Tarzan-ish.
So remind me, Margaret Walker, was she a speech language pathologist?
Speech therapist.
Okay. And I don't know what speech therapists knew in the 70s, but I know with developmental language disorder, there are some troubles getting the grammatical bits down. So maybe that's a motivating factor. But then she went wild with it.
Like, I kind of feel like the beginning are like, oh, I understand where this is going.
Yeah.
Because, like, especially at the very beginning, there probably was no communication happening, really, especially for the deaf, intellectually disabled children, right? This was like a huge step up. But then her brain goes to, let me make all the money I can make.
Yeah.
What? So they also claim that limited vocabulary is necessary if you're communicating with people with intellectual disabilities. I'd like 450, though? Like, I don't know. I feel like intellectually disabled people can learn more than 450 words.
I mean, yes. That's like a level of like what dogs can learn at this point.
Well, no. Maybe parrots, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But yeah, it's still very low. It's still like way
it's
lower
offensive.
Than,
and like
it is offensive.
It makes intellectual disabilities a monolith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like the picture, like I went to the website. It's also mentioned in the article that I'm talking about, but if you go to the website, the person on the page is someone with Down syndrome. That's definitely different than many other intellectual disabilities, right?
Well, and like, is it Down syndrome? Oh, I'm not remembering my speech language stuff, but like, I think they actually tend to have higher vocabularies than people assume.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, anyway. So these 450 concepts are taught in a specific order with 8 stages. And so like stage 1 has things like very basic needs like eat and drink. That's where I would have thought water would be.
Yeah.
And then later it gets more complex, supposedly. But I don't know how complex because, again, there's just too much. It's like, oh, dear.
Well, it's like they're trying to manufacture how language is kind of organically learned with like the words or, like stuff like food and drink that's just come naturally earlier for children because we need those things. But then again, how do you end up making your own signs? Like, like that's just, how is that the end game? But yeah, like I can kind of see the like grouping concepts together and kind of building on.
Yeah, that part makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Then somehow you get to the point where you have crab, which is like, if you just like sign it a little bit wrong. Yes, exactly.
Apparently in the UK, a lot of people don't understand that there's a difference between Makaton and BSL. Like they get conflated a lot.
Oh, that's terrible. That's not good.
And so like people will purposely sign up for Makaton, not realizing they're not learning the real language, right? And they're trying to be more inclusive. And they're like so confused when they get pushback from deaf people. This is according to Adam Shembry, who was cited in the article. But
yeah.
It's like, yes, makes total sense.
Adam. Yeah.
Yes, hey, Adam. Yeah, so it's marketed as a real language, but to me, it feels more like a pidgin.
Right. Oh, but like, and then, like the layperson is not really going to question those kind of things. If it's marketed as a language, okay, great. They're going to sign their kids up maybe for something like that 15-year-old that was very limited until she was 15. Like, I don't know if her parents were sold it the same way, but yeah, that's...
Let me go back to that because it was kind of a sad story. So she became deaf following meningitis infection at the age of 18 months. And her parents did not want to send her to a boarding school and they couldn't move. So she went to the nearest mainstream school with a special unit for people with special educational needs. But she was the only deaf person in the school.
I was going to say.
So the teachers could only use Makaton. That was the only thing they could do.
I mean, I think a lot of kids, unfortunately, deaf kids are stuck in this situation where there's not a deaf school nearby. And so they're like just put in that subset of children that have special needs. And it's like, but are they getting what they need at all there?
No. And she wasn't. And so, yeah, who knows how much better she could have been off if she had gotten to the deaf school sooner.
Is Margaret Walker still around?
She's apparently still alive, at least according to Wikipedia.
Huh.
She's in her late 80s, though, so mid to late 80s.
Still making that royalty money.
Yeah.
Is it like mostly used in the UK then? You said it wasn't in North America yet.
Yeah, so there are other countries that use their own localized version of Makaton. Many. I can't remember how all of them were, and I didn't count how many of them. But there's, for example, Cyprus, France, India, Kuwait. But there's a bunch of other countries, and they use the signs from local sign languages. But it's the same ideology, it's the same structure. So whatever the main language is, oral language is, I'm guessing that's the word order that they use.
And then, does she get money from that?
Yeah, it's all Makaton.
Okay. So they use the Makaton signs that they made up, but like, do they use the local sign language for the...
I think they use the signs. I don't know exactly how much they localize, but I think they localize probably more than you're thinking.
Okay.
Right? So they're using the local sign language, whichever one.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's still like a subset. It's still the 450. It's still the word order of the relevant spoken language. Blah, blah, blah.
You know, the 450, when you said that again, it just like strikes me as lazy. Like, it's just like, did they not want to create more? Because like, I mean, a manufactured language is hard to
That's
do.
True. Oh yeah, a constructed language is difficult. And yeah, but there's been decades to like continue to develop it.
Right.
At least bring in more concepts.
Absolutely. But again, treating the intellectually disabled and the deaf as like a monolith and assuming that they can only learn so much, or well, not the deaf, but certainly the intellectually disabled.
Yes. It's the intellectually disabled that they're treating as a monolith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really worryingly, like I mentioned before, like people are misunderstanding that Makaton and BSL are different. So people are like trying to like sign up for Makaton so that they can communicate with deaf people. So like ambulance crews or whatever. And it's like, no, because they're not going to recognize some of the signs at the very least. And also, yeah, that's not going to get you very far. 450 concepts is not enough to talk about a serious medical thing.
No, I was going to say, like, I'm sure it doesn't get very deep into medical.
No, I can't.
No.
So another thing that Sarah points out is that apparently 50 to 80% of people with Down syndrome have hearing loss. I did not know that.
Oh.
So if you have Down syndrome and you're deaf, and you're only learning Makaton, that is language deprivation.
100%. Call it what it is, yeah.
This all feels very cultish and very controlling. Like there's only certain concepts you're allowed to learn. There's only certain ways of communicating that you're allowed to do, particularly if you are deaf, because at least with the children who are hearing, they're accessing another language on top of this. But the ones who are trapped in Makaton...
Trapped in Makaton. That should be the title of this episode.
Sure. Why not? Yeah.
You're 100% right. And Sarah's right. Language deprivation. Like, language deprivation is a huge issue for the deaf and hard of hearing, period. Like, because of this, still there's this push for oralism. There's this push to assume that the kid, when old enough, can get cochlear implants. So, like, there isn't a hard push to get them to learn sign. And yeah, then you take these more like these comorbidities or these complex medical cases and make assumptions that these 450 concepts are, or maybe not, like maybe it's just, yeah, maybe it's as like cultish as you say, and like it's about control, and I don't know. Yeah, why did they stop at 450? Why did they choose the words that they did? And why is crab in? I still am like obsessed with it. Crab is one of the 450 words.
Yeah.
I just like, because like I've seen, you know, again, like doing child language development, I've seen lists of like, you know, the most frequent words and like at least North American English and like the ones that children learn and comparing those. And like, I mean, I'm just going to have to guess that crab is not in the first 450 most frequent words in English, North American English, at least.
I wonder if it depends on where you're located.
So if you're like in the, I don't know, where do they have crabs? Not in the desert.
All the coastlines, right? Like, well,
sure.
Yeah. Well, maybe not maybe not northern Arctic, but like certainly the Pacific and the Atlantic coasts, there's crabs. I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel as crazy as it does to you because I grew up with crabs.
That's true. I grew up in, yes, you're right. In a desert. Okay, so here's the problem when I say stuff like this, is that most of the most frequent words in English are probably words that Makaton doesn't have because they don't give a shit about grammar.
Right.
Because it's probably prepositions and articles and those kind of words.
Yeah. So ignoring those, looking at the content words instead.
Right. Maybe crab gets in there. But yeah, that's a good point that I'm now thinking about. Yeah, they're not getting like the word because or.
Yeah. As far as I know, like none of this grammatical glue, right?
Yeah. Well, oh my God, that's so limiting. It's so limiting.
So apparently, according to Sarah, the British Deaf Association has been trying to work with Makaton so that users of Makaton can transition to BSL or ISL, Irish Sign Language, and move on into true fluency. So they're trying to like help them out. And maybe over time, they will be convinced to stop being quite so controlling and like actually move into a real language. Because like maybe instead of teaching the particular signs, they can teach the order that makes the most sense for kids of certain ages or something like that. You know, like maybe they can still be involved in the education system but without having so much of a stranglehold. I don't know.
Oh, what's Sarah? So is that Sarah's opinion that should happen, or is she like just get rid of Makaton?
I think she just thinks that it should be gone, just gone. I don't think she thinks that the British Deaf Association should be working with them.
Yeah, because it seems like a waste of human power to focus on trying to fix Makaton.
I think they're thinking strategically, right? Like, this is what's being used in institutions like schools, right? How can we break the stranglehold? How can we get these kids what they need, particularly the deaf kids? Right now, simply attacking Makaton might not work. That's what I'm thinking, how they're thinking.
So then, should we assume that parents are also learning Makaton?
I think some of them are, yeah.
I'm curious about the ones that wouldn't.
Well, if you've got a hearing child, you don't really need to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about the ones that are deaf, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to make any claims one way or the other. I don't know. Okay, so you asked about North America. You asked about other countries. Yes. Apparently, they're working on North America next. That's the next big push. So, look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Oh, what a...
Yeah, I cannot believe I'd literally never heard of this at all in my life. I mean,
right.
It's true that I'm not in the sign language world.
Right.
And I don't live in the UK. But I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of contact with the UK. The fact that like I've never come across this at all is a bit surprising to me.
Right. And I mean, I'm just thinking like I followed John Henner and like everything he would, post. And like, I mean, maybe because he was in North America, it just wasn't relevant. So that's why I like missed out on that. And maybe also I followed Sarah. Like, I wonder, I mean, maybe she doesn't talk about it a lot, but she obviously is in the know, but yeah, it doesn't sound like she likes to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I think I think she wants to talk about it, but it's like going to be a very negative way, and people are not happy about that because they think it's like this good thing that's going to help their kids. And again, the research is limited. The research that I did find for hearing kids did seem to suggest it was helpful. Who knows if that's true, though, right? But also, there's not that much research. Like the research that I could find was almost all of it from a perspective of, oh, Makaton is good. Let's see how good it is.
Oh, so they're going in with the assumption with this, like
a lot of it,
yeah, that it's good. It's good. So let's see what the results or what impacts it's making instead of let's see if it's good or bad.
Right. Yeah. So even me saying like it looks like it's good for hearing children, I don't know if that's actually true because again, I'd have to dig deeper. I'd have to do a lot more research. My gut is telling me these people already had an assumption that it was going to be good.
And I'm just thinking with hearing children with intellectual disability, you could get the same effect if you were teaching concepts with English words in that scaffolded way.
Probably some kind of other scaffolding would work just as well. Yeah, probably. And like, I guess if they were learning, hey, these are real signs in a real language that may come in use later if you ever want to learn this other language, I would feel less icky about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I do think signing can be helpful for children. I do. And that's not like a bad thing necessarily, right? But just everything else about the whole system is bleh.
Especially the trademark part. Yeah.
And honestly, like as soon as I realized because Makaton, I was like, okay, what is this? And then as soon as I realized what it actually stood for, I was like, oh, that's some cult shit right there.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a thought terminating cliche.
Yeah.
Just the name itself.
Yeah. People's egos.
Right. Like, yeah. I understand the impulse to be like, oh, these children, we need to be able to communicate with them. Great.
Yeah.
But then the next step to be like, I'm going to trademark this shit. What?
Right. What? Especially since like they didn't conduct like tons of research into its impact. Like I doubt Margaret Walker was doing that stuff. Like,
well, she was doing research. She was
on Makaton.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, I don't trust research coming from her. Yeah. Right. Like for the initial study showing that they were acquiring it. Great. That's fine. You know, that's not a surprise. And also you do need to do that kind of basic stuff. But like anything past that, I'm like, no, can't be you. But yeah, no, she was doing research at least into the 80s that I saw.
Okay. But yeah, you can't evaluate yourself.
Especially after you have trademarked it. Like, no.
Yeah, then you are financially invested.
Exactly.
That is a conflict of fucking interest.
Yes. So I'm just like, no, I can't trust that. I'm not going to click on that link.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have, though, just to see what she was saying. Yeah. But I was just like, no, I want real studies. And I couldn't really find anything that I felt was like good. I just found one meta study that was like more neutrally written.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my goodness. What a wild
a wild ride.
Right? It was a wild ride. I mean, I just had no idea where Makaton was going. The trademark just threw me off kilter. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. And all because just the way she wrote that post, I was like, I think I need to read this. And I started reading it and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. No kidding. Okay. We'll see what happens when they try to bring us to North America.
Oh, I know. And
I think it's going to do well because they've already, like, the baby sign has taken over. Like, it's going to, I think, fit right in.
It's true, but I wonder if people are going to be annoyed that it costs money. Mm-hmm. I think I saw maybe it was in her post, maybe it was somewhere else in her article. I mean, that it was they're going to charge like $650 in North America. No, I don't know. Maybe you're probably right. They're probably going to be like, "Yay!" But part of me is like, but we already have stuff.
Yeah.
Is this really going to take us by storm? I don't know. Maybe. It's very possible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Capitalism.
they're trying. It's interesting that it's taken them this long to try, which also makes me wonder if there's a structural reason why they haven't yet. If it's just like, oh, like all the European countries are right next door, but then it's further than that, still kind of in their sphere, and they just felt like North America was just too far. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, Makaton. Transformer.
Exactly. It does feel like that. I'm just like imagining something very boxy. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Makaton.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, anyways, I hope everyone's enjoying the last bit of our 2025. Hope 2026 is somewhat less wild.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. We can always hope.
But every year, I swear since 2013, every year I've been like, we keep saying next year is going to be better, but
I know.
It gets worse.
I know. Unprecedented is like a word that has no meaning anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, all right. Well, I guess let's leave our listeners with one final message.
Don't be an asshole.
The Vocal Fries podcast is produced by me, Carrie Gillen, theme music by Nick Granum. You can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Vocal Fries Pod. You can email us at vocalfriespod@gmail.com, and our website is vocalfriespod.com.